Pilates. We'll be working on the floor. We'll do a quick standing warm up where we just get the body moving a little bit, and then we'll move down to the floor. So once you're on the floor, we'll stay down. If you've got knee problems, back problems, just use the levels that I give you, okay? And if you're really struggling, just rest for a moment and then join back in when you can. All right? So I'm just going to move that a little bit closer and lower it a little bit further down. Nice and upright, nice and tall, facing forwards. Toes and knees point forwards. Shoulders are down and relaxed. You should be balanced and central. So you should have an even distribution of body weight across both of your feet. You don't feel like you're leaning or lopsided. Finding our neutral spine, we're just tilting our pelvis forwards and back. Finding the position where our back feels the most comfortable. We've got that natural lordotic curve in place. Then we find and engage our core muscles. So beginning with the pelvic floor, that's the muscle from within, the one you'd use to stop mid-flow, okay? So imagine that that muscle is attached to a lift. You're going to draw it up from within all the way up to floor 10, down to floor 5, down to floor 3, and that's where you leave it. Then imagine you've got a belt around your middle, 10 notches to the belt. We pull that into notch number 10 as far as it can go. We loosen out to notch 5, notch 3, and that's where we leave it. So we've engaged our core, we've got our neutral spine, and then the next thing we need to be aware of is our breathing. Hands are on the rib cage, fingertips touch. We take a deep breath in. Fingertips naturally part and release. Lateral thoracic breathing, breathing from the rib cage. Relax the arms down. So just begin to pedal through your feet one side to the other, raising up an alternating heel. Allow the shoulders to rotate one way and then the other. Place the feet down, lift all the way up onto the toes. Lengthen and release. Again, lift all the way up, lift and release. One more time, lengthen through the whole body and release. We're going to take a nice lunge forward, drop the back knee, arms up, rotate to the side that the leg is on, the leg is forwards, and then come back to the middle. So you step and drop, rotate, in and back. Step and drop the back knee, rotate, in and back. Again, flatten your front foot, rotate through the waist, through the spine, and just take one more for me here please, and then release. Stepping out to the side, reach up over, back in and the other side. Lengthening through the waist, spinal flexion. One leg lengthens, the other leg bends, reach up and over. One last one here, and then holding it in the middle. Just take that left foot forward and point the toe. Circle the leg round, lift the knee up and balance. You're going to lengthen, bend, toe forward, rotate. Lift the knee, balance, lengthen, bend, toe forwards. Now only lift it as high as you feel comfortable. Last one here. And then after you've lengthened, you're going to hold it up for me. Rotate one way through the ankle and the other. Place the foot down. Other leg comes forward. Circle, mobilize the hip, lift up, balance. Lengthen, bend, toe forward, rotate the hip. Only lifting as far as comfortable for you. Whoops, she says. Good. It's difficult to balance and talk and watch. Good. Last one here, all the way round. You're going to lengthen and bend, then hold it. Ankle one way, then the other, and then place the foot down. And we're standing towards the back of our mat. We're going to breathe in, tuck the chin to the chest. Breathe out, begin to gently roll down through the spine. Soften your knees, allow your arms to hang and relax. And then when you are ready, breathe in. And as you breathe out, begin to roll back up. Rebuild the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. Head and neck raised large, shoulders down, relaxed. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, begin to roll down through the back. Soften your knees. Allow the arms to hang and relax. And then when you're ready, beginning to roll back up. So this time we're going to roll down and we're going to stay down, okay? So chin in, roll down. At your lowest point, you're going to walk your hands forward. Now you can bring your knees down for a level 1 push-up. Hands come wider than the mat. We're going to breathe in, bring the chest down, and breathe out and push the chest back up. So we're breathing in to lower, elbows coming out to the side, and breathing out to lift, yeah? If you want to go further, next level is take the legs further away in 3/4 position. Breathe in to lower, breathe out to lift. And then if you wanted, on your toes for that full push-up. Carrying on, your breathing is opposite to how it would be in the gym, okay? So we're breathing in as we lower, and out as we push up. We're breathing in as we lower, out as we push up. And you're going to complete 2 more push-ups for me, please. When you've completed those, you're going to bring those hands in, you're going to come down into a box position. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lengthen. One leg out, breathe in and return. Other leg, breathe out, lengthen, breathe in and return. So we're allowing that leg to be pulled away and then return back in. Now as you alternate from one leg to the other, in this exercise which is called swimming, please don't lean to the side. Now if you want to go further, you're going to lengthen and raise, no higher than the bottom. Breathe in, touch the toe down, and then drag it in. You've got to make sure that that leg touches the floor straight, and then draws back in. A lot of the time people will put their knee down first, like that. Don't do it. Legs straight, toes touch, draw it back in. Back is lengthened, core muscles are engaged. If you want to go further, slide the opposite hand out along the floor. And then your last option, arm can raise up at the same time as the leg. Fingers and toes touch down and come back in. Breathe out to lengthen and lift. Breathe in to lower and return. Keeping that going at your own pace. Remember, you don't even have to lift the leg if you don't want to. So I'm going to ask you please for one more to each side. And then I want you to bring your hands back off the floor and come into this kneeling position, okay? Knees are under the hips. You're going to take that left leg out. Now, this leg needs to be in line with your body. It shouldn't be forward, definitely shouldn't be back. So straight line from the toe to the knee. We're then going to take the right hand down, and this also should be in line with the knee. Shoulder back, fingertip at the temple. So already we're working the waist. We've got our hand, our knee, our foot in a straight line, and we're making sure that our head and neck are in line. Now you can stay here, just breathe and hold. But if you want to, as you breathe in, breathe out to lift the leg. That's your level 2. If that's enough, stay with it. Otherwise, we're going to move the leg. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we kick forward. As we breathe in, we return. Breathe out to kick. Breathe in to return. So this is a kneeling side kick. Not only are we working the obliques and around the hip, but we are also working up here. Balance, coordination. So there's a lot more involved than just moving that leg. Breathing out to kick, in to return. Or just keep it lifted and still, or keep it down. I'm going to ask you please for 2 more. Once you've completed the 2, foot lowers, release the hand, slide that leg back under, okay? Bring yourself down into leg pull, knees down at level 1, knees up at level 2, up on the hands if you want level 3. You've got to make sure that the back, the bottom all stay in line. We don't want bum in the air, and we definitely don't want you to arch your back. Remember, knees down level 1, knees up level 2. Up to you which one you use. Pull up through the belly button. Tighten right into the core. Squeezing those abdominals in and up. I'm going to ask you please for 2 more breaths. After those 2, you can release out of that. Come back up to kneeling. Right leg comes out this time, so we're on the other side of the body. Foot in line with the knee. Left hand down, hand in line with the knee. Chest open, head and neck in line with the rest of the body. Breathe in as you breathe out, lift or keep it down. Breathe in as you breathe out, kick. Breathe in, return. Remember, you don't have to move that leg. You are only moving that leg though. Don't allow any other don't allow any other part of the body to move. It's just that leg. Breathe out to kick, breathe in, return. Working through the waist, through the obliques, I can feel that already. Breathe out, kick, breathe in, return. And I'm going to ask you please, for 2 more repetitions, then you can allow the leg to lower, release the arm, come back to start position, and then we come back down to leg pull. Make sure the back is nice and neutral, nice long line. Knees down level 1, knees up level 2. Up on those hands, level 3. Just continue to breathe and hold. If you begin to shake or wobble, it's a sign of muscle fatigue, okay? So you can just rest and join back in when you're ready. Well done. So I'm going to ask you please, for 2 more breaths, then you can allow yourself to lower. Good. And you're going to turn onto one side. And we're going to lengthen out the body into a nice long line. Our head rests down on our arm and our supporting hand is there for balance. Hips, knees, ankles all stacked, one on top of the other. So you've got a straight line coming from the toes all the way up to the fingers. It'd be better if that wall wasn't there, but that's okay. I can't do nothing about that. Good, so breathe in. As you breathe out, raise the legs. As soon as you lifted those legs, the waist, the obliques began to work. That hand is there for balance, but you may feel you don't need it. Up to you. Now breathe in, lower the legs an inch from the floor, and then breathe out, lift them back up. Breathe in, lower an inch from the floor, breathe out, lift them back up. So we are lowering and raising those legs. And we're keeping those legs stuck together. Now if you find it too difficult, even with the hand there, then keep the bottom leg down and just do the top leg, okay? Until you feel strong enough. Hand is there, if not we're taking it away. We may even feel that we can take that arm all the way over. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Remember, don't let them quite touch the floor. And in your side raise, please complete 1 more. Then allow those legs to lower. I want you to bend your bottom leg and keep your top leg straight, okay? But I would like you to point your toes forward. So the sole of the foot is now facing the side of the room. Hand is there for balance, breathe in. As you breathe out, raise the top leg only. Toes forward, breathe in. As you breathe out, circle from the hip. Don't move the ankle or the knee. Movement from the top of the leg. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, go back the other way. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and rotate. So we're looking to draw as many circles as we can from one single exhale. So the bigger that breathing, the bigger that breath, harder you're going to work. The more rotations you'll be able to do. Going one way and then the other. Hand can always come over. Don't let the whole body move around though, yeah? I'm going to ask you please for one more circle in each direction. And once you finish that, you can allow the leg to lower. And by all means, give that hip a little bit of a rub if you need to. Good. From there, you're going to push yourself to sit. We're sitting upright. Our legs are bent. Lengthen the back, chin up off the chest. Now just breathe in, tilt the pelvis under. So we're creating this C-shaped spine. And then bring the feet from the floor. Toes, big toes together. Knees are dropped out. Now, if you feel like you're going to roll back or you're going to be unbalanced, use the hands there for a little bit of support, okay? Breathe in. As you breathe out, kick one leg out. Breathe in and return. That leg is going out towards the corners. Breathe out, kick. Breathe in, return. So this is called open leg rocker. This is your open leg. Next level, both legs together, yes? Breathe out, kick, breathe in, release. And then, minding your head, you want to go for the rocker. Breathe in, tilt, roll, kick, breathe in, come back up. Breathe out. So as you breathe out and roll back, your legs are coming out. Otherwise, you've got your one leg option, your double leg option. Breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. Or you've got that roll. When you roll, don't bang your head on the floor. Good. And I'm going to ask you, please, one more with each leg if you're doing single leg option. Two more if you're not. And then come back to your seated position. Lengthen the back, chin off the chest. Hands are going to come behind. Now fingers are going to point towards your bottom, okay? If you have a wrist problem or a shoulder problem, don't lift up. Just sit back into the arms and stay, okay? Otherwise, breathe in. As you breathe out, come up. We're in a box position. Your reverse leg pull. Okay, reverse leg pull. Hold in this position if you want to go further. Legs come out 45 degrees. Do not drop that bottom. Keep it drawn up. Don't let that head drop. Working through the backs of the arms. Remember, if you're worried about coming up, then just sit back into those arms. Triceps, backs of the arms under pressure, yes? I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more repetitions, 2 more breaths. And once you've completed those 2, you can gently lower, and by all means, give those shoulders a little roll one way and the other. From here, we're going to do 1 more seated, and that will be your roll up. Breathe in. As you breathe out, tilt the pelvis under, keep the chin up. Breathe in gently, lowering down, and then breathing out to come all the way back up. Breathe in, tilt, tuck the pelvis under, C-shaped spine. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, stop. Breathe out, continue all the way out. So we've got 2 breaths. Breathe in, tilt. Breathe out, lower. So that's 1 breath in and out to get down. And then we breathe in, stop the lift. Breathe out, continue the lift. That's your 2nd breath. Now, you may or may not be able to get to the floor. This might be your range. Absolutely fine. The more you do it, over a period of time, the stronger you'll become, and then the further you'll be able to go. You've got to remember though, however far you go down, you have got to get back up without moving those legs, wobbling those knees, lifting those feet. If you prefer, some people prefer to work with their legs out straight. Now that is completely up to you, whichever you find more comfortable, okay? It's also to do with the lower back and the backs of your thighs, but it's where you feel comfortable. Using the core to help draw us all the way up. Using the spine to gently lower us, not drop us. And I'm going to ask you please for one more repetition. Once you finish that, you're going to gently allow yourself to lower all the way down. And you're going to stay on your back. Now in this position, we need to make sure our back is comfortable, okay? I'm trying to get it so my ponytail is in the slot, in the mat. Otherwise my head's not flat. So we're tilting the pelvis a couple of times, finding the position where the back feels the most comfortable. We're ensuring the core muscles are still in place. We're drawing up, we're drawing round. Yeah? Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring your right leg up into a right angle. Knee in line with the hip. Ankle in line with the knee. That other leg has stayed down and still. It's in place, it's not going anywhere. So we're just going to stay here. We're going to do three things. The first one is this. We're holding it still. The second one, breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to touch the foot down without adjusting the angle in the knee. And then you're going to breathe in and lift it up. The third one, you're going to breathe out open. Breathe in and return. So that leg is remaining in that bent right angle position all the time. Okay? So you're going to do 2 breaths in and out. Then your third breath out, lower the foot. Breathe in, lift. That fourth breath out, open out. Breathe in, return. 2 deep full breaths. If you want to work harder, you're bringing the other leg up, but you're keeping it still. So you've got 2 breaths in the held position, and then 1 of each with that leg. Foot coming down and then out. Shoulders down and relaxed, core muscles zipped up. So you've got 2 in the middle, and then breathe out to lower, breathe in to return. Breathe out to open, breathe in to return. Maintaining that right angle every single time. So that movement is coming from the top of the leg through the hip. 2 breaths with nothing. And then we lower. So I'm going to ask you please for 1 more repetition. So that's 2 holds, a scissor and a hip opener. When you've done those 3, 4 breaths, 3 movements, you can allow that leg to carefully lower back down. If you haven't already got it up, bring that left leg up, start in that right angle position, don't drop the heel down. 2 deep full breaths in this held position, breathing from the rib cage, engaging the core, and then breathe out to lower the scissor, bent leg, breathe in to return. Breathe out to open, breathe in to return. Holding it in place. 2 deep, full breaths. So really filling up, opening up through the rib cage. The movement is slow and controlled. Don't rush it, okay? Slow is good. Slow is much more effective than rushing it. Lovely. So we've got 100, 1 leg up. You want to work a little bit harder, you can bring the other leg up as well, but keep it still. Then you've got the scissor, where you're allowing that foot to come down to the floor. And then you've got that hip opener, where you're allowing that knee to come out to the side. Maintaining the right angle in the knee at all times. 2 breaths in the centre, and then 1 on each of those movements. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. I'm going to ask you please for 1 more Once you've got those feet on the floor, I'm going to ask you to bring your arms up, please. Now I want your fingers pointing to the ceiling with your palms facing inwards. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, one arm is going to come down to your side, the other arm is going to go over. Breathe in, they come to the middle, and then breathe out, they go again. Breathe in to come to the middle, breathe out to pull it over. Now if you want to work a little bit harder, you can have one or both legs raised and still. Core muscles zipped up, don't dome those tummy muscles. Breathe out to open, in to return. Breathe out to open, breathe in to return. If you've chosen to have just one leg raised with that, swap legs now. Keep the core muscles engaged, draw in through the abdominals. And breathe from the rib cage. I'm going to ask you please for 2 more repetitions. Once you've done those 2, if you've got both legs lifted, 1 foot at a time to come down, and then release and take a nice long body stretch. Well done. So from here, you're going to carefully transfer onto the side you haven't worked yet. Lengthening that body out into a nice long line. Head rest down on the arm. Good. If you've got the space, you should fully extend that arm, okay? Just I'm a bit cramped today. Good. Core muscles engaged, hips, knees, ankles in line with each other. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise those legs up. So where the legs are now, that is your start and finish position. Keep the core engaged. Try not to roll forwards or back. You're going to breathe in, lower them an inch from the floor, and then you're going to breathe out and lift. Breathe in, lower an inch. Breathe out and raise. So those legs are lengthened and have stayed in line with your body. Any real problems, keep that bottom leg down and just move with the top leg. Hand is there for balance. If you don't need it, we're taking it away. We can then also even take it over. Breathing out to raise, breathing in to release. Remember, an inch away from the floor. And in your side raise, I'm going to ask you please for 1 more repetition. Then you can allow those legs to lower. You're going to keep your top leg straight. You're going to tuck your bottom leg under. Okay? Sole of the foot faces the side. Toes point forwards. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, raise that leg. It's in line with the body. Breathe in. As you breathe out, circle from the hip. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, go the other way. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, rotate. So keep the knees still, keep the ankles still. You're mobilising from the hip all the way round one way and then all the way round the other. Keeping that leg in line with the body, keeping the core engaged. Move from the hip, so that's the area, that's our target area. Breathe in, hold. If you want to take the arm over, you can. So I'd like you to complete 1 more set of circles in each direction, please. And once you've completed those 2, you can allow that leg to lower and give that hip a little run if you want to. Well done. And then from here, please, you're going to bring yourself round into a box position. So we're back where we started. Back is nice and flat, nice and neutral. Core muscles are zipped up, pulled in. You're going to breathe in, round the spine, taking a cat stretch. And breathe out to release. Breathe in, round spine into cat stretch. Breathe out to release. Good. Sitting back onto your heels, stretch out those arms. Those reverse leg pulls we do to work the backs of the arms, we can just give them a little stretch out. Well done. So you're going to bring your hands back towards the knees. You're going to tuck the chin into the chest, curl the toes under, and we're getting ready to stand. So if you need to hold on to anything, by all means, please do. You're going to breathe in, place the feet down, breathe out, use as many breaths as you want to begin rolling up through the back, rebuilding the spine vertebrae by vertebrae, and as you get to the top, head and neck raise last, shoulders down and relaxed. So make sure that once again you are balanced, you are central, you're not lopsided, you're not leaning. As you go about the rest of your day, keep the core in place, keep the neutral spine in place. I'll come off the mat to balance because that's like memory foam, my foot disappears. You're going to lift up onto the toes, balance and release. Lift up and balance and release. Lift up, balance, hold, close your eyes. I promise you mine are closed. And release. Well done. So that is your Pilates for today. Excellent work, well done, thank you very much. Remember there's more sessions on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page. Just scroll back through and you'll find them. We are back at 4 o'clock with legs, bums and tums if you fancy that one. If not, tomorrow morning we are back at 10 o'clock with Pilates again. Take care guys, thank you very much. Bye for now.